Good morning, guys. I am seated at my mom's work. I had to come here in order to um, get to my dentist appointment today, which I'm leaving in about, I guess, 2-ish hours. I have to actually get there early because of the way the lunch schedules work, so I'll be at the hospital about 2 hours early, but I'll just sit and have some coffee and um, hang out till the appointment. But I have to tell you guys what happened yesterday. Now, I didn't vlog yesterday, and it's a good thing I didn't because I didn't get home till almost 10:30. I was exhausted. I spent 4 hours in Dallas Airport and just all the things. But it was amazing. So I'm going to insert a picture, which will tell you what happened, and then I'll explain it. So I've done this once before. Back in January, I asked. It was actually Little Rock too. I try to pick airports where they're not super busy. Like I had a flight to Dallas Love Field and a flight to Little Rock, but Dallas Love Field's their main hub. They were quickly turning around the flight, so it's just not a good. I always try to pick flights that are not going to a busy airport. And so I did this once before in January. I asked if once we landed I could meet the pilots, and they said yes. And so I went up there. He shook my hand and I just talked to him. He let me peek in the cockpit, but I didn't really go in there, and it was still amazing. Don't get me wrong, it was amazing. But yesterday was so great. So I asked again. I was a little bit nervous. I always am asking. I mean, the worst they're going to do is say no, but I still am always a little bit nervous asking. But so I asked the flight attendant when he was serving drinks if when we landed in Little Rock, I could meet the pilots, and he was like, sure, which just made me so happy for the rest of that flight. It was actually a very turbulent flight, but I was so happy I didn't even care. I did not care about the turbulence at all. And so he was like, sure, and so it was a very quick flight, too. It's like 45 minutes between Dallas and Little Rock, so we landed, and I was like in row 14, so I was like mid-plane, and so it took me a little bit to get up there, but once I got up there, he was like, I just stood to the side for a minute, and he was like, oh, they wanted to meet you, you can go say hi. So I said hi, just peeked my head in and was like, hi, and it was so great, because the first thing he said was like, there was two pilots. There was, obviously, the pilot and the first officer, but, so the pilot got out of his chair, and he's like, you want to sit? And I was like, so dumbfounded. I was like, oh my gosh, I could actually sit in the. He was like, it was really funny too. He was like, you can sit here, but if you take off, make sure to come back. And hang on, with me sitting in a work office, the vlogs are gonna be cut in and out. Anyway, so it was really funny. He was like, you can sit here, but if you take off, make sure you come back. So that made me laugh. And then he let me sit there. And then the first officer was a female, which was super cool because you don't see many female pilots. And so the male pilot walked out because he had to start the AC on the plane because it was so hot on that plane. So he went to go take care of the AC, and then I don't know, I guess he left. But the first officer, the female, she sat there over on her side and just talked to me for like 5 minutes about aviation, and it was so incredible. And she asked if I had any questions, and the only thing that came to my mind at that moment was like, I've always wondered how fast we're going when we land and take off. And I found it's actually around-ish the same speed. She said it's like 137 or something miles per hour, so that's why it feels so fast. And then I was just chatted about general planes, like I told her the 800 is my favorite plane, and the 737-800, and just told her about how I came to love flying from fearing flying, and just talked to her for about 5 minutes. I didn't want to keep them, and I didn't want to keep the person picking me up waiting either, so I didn't stay very long. But it was so amazing, you guys. It made my entire day. And then she took a picture, and the first time I did it, I didn't get a picture. She offered. I wasn't going to ask because I didn't know, obviously if they allowed me up there, it's allowed for me to be up there, but I don't know per airline regulations if I'm allowed to take a picture up there or not, so I just wasn't going to ask. But she's like, right when I was about to leave, she's like, do you have a phone? Do you want me to take a picture? And I was like, yeah, if you don't mind. So she took that picture of me sitting in the seat, and best flying experience ever. Just incredible. Amazing. As an aviation geek and somebody who seriously is considering taking flying lessons, that was amazing. Yesterday actually all went really well. The first flight was super smooth, like so smooth I almost fell asleep on it. It was about 2 hours and beautiful views, just super smooth. Then I had 4 hours to kill in Dallas, so I just walked around. I ended up walking almost 4 miles yesterday, so I just walked around and then ate, had some coffee, and got on my flight. Second flight, like I said, kind of turbulent, but nothing terrible. And then that when I landed, so incredible. I also took some videos of some planes coming into land while we were waiting to take off in Dallas, because they only have like one runway right now, because the other one's like, I don't know, they tore it up anyway. But I'll put those in now. And now I'm just waiting to go to the dentist, because we'll see what happens today. I may be going and being like, yeah, my problem resolved itself and I don't have any problem really. And they'll be like, okay, we'll see when the crowns come back. Or they could be like, oh, your crowns are here. Maybe we can do them today. And that's my hope. There's no guarantee. Probably not going to happen, but I'm so hoping it will. So next time I see you guys will be after my dental appointment, and I'll either look like this or have my crowns, so we'll see. And hope you guys are having a good day as well, and I'll see you guys in a little while. So I'm back from the dentist, and obviously I did not get my crowns, but I did get good news, and so I will take that any day. Completely lost my train of thought. I barely slept last night. I was like overtired, couldn't sleep, and sitting here all day. Anyway, so he said that basically he couldn't tell what went wrong with them. Like this fellow's been gone for about a week and a half, and I told them that. I was like, it seems to have resolved itself, and I said to keep the appointment anyway. And he's like, they took x-rays, he said all the implants look great. Checked to make sure they were secure. They're all still completely secure. So he was like, I don't know, whatever it was seems to have resolved itself. But just as a precaution, he gave me a prescription for some antiseptic mouthwash, which I had some of that back in March, and it's the most disgusting thing in the world. But he's just going to have me do that for 2 weeks just to make sure that there's nothing that can't be seen on x-rays or like would deal with the stability, just to make sure there's nothing going on there. And pretty much though, it's like, well, it seems to have resolved itself and it's not a problem anymore. So that was really good news. I asked about the crowns, and he said that he didn't really know. It wasn't a dentist I'd seen before, but he's like, I will check up on it and let you know. So it was good. It was very quick and easy, and hopefully, fingers crossed, next time I go, I said this back in July, next time I go it'll be to get the crowns and not because of some other problem. But when that first started happening, I was like paranoid of infection or implant rejection or all the abscess, all these worst case scenarios that your mind will play over, and whatever it was is gone, and it wasn't a big deal. So yay to that. Little disappointed I don't have the crowns, but all is well that ends well. So very happy. Hey guys, so I'm just finishing up some lunch, and I'm going to be at my mom's work for the next several hours. Just the way this trip worked out, with it being so spontaneous and not planned, everything kind of you know, I have to sit here basically. But that's fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and upload the vlog while I'm doing so I don't have to worry about it tonight. I will be home earlier. We leave at 7, but I really want to try and run down to the horses real quick before it gets dark tonight, because we leave at 7 and it's like a 20-30 minute drive home, and so I want to like run down to the horses, say hi, let them know I'll be there tomorrow, and get ready to fly again on Saturday. But for today, just gonna wrap it up here, because that's gonna be the rest of my day, running down to the horses and then just resting and trying to get a good amount of sleep, because I'm still, this whole 4 days is gonna just be like that, but it's okay, it's good. So I thought I was gonna be disappointed, like super upset if I didn't get the crowns, but honestly I'm okay with it. Like, yeah, it would have been amazing, but at the absolute worst, nothing has changed. I got good news that the implants are fine, there's gonna be no problems, and I'll keep living my life the way I've been living it for 2 years, so it's not like, you know, it's fine. But yeah, so feeling pretty happy, feeling pretty tired, and gonna go ahead and upload this. So thank you guys so much for coming along on my day today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.